Hello there, my name is Richard McMunn from the interview training website passmyinterview.com, and in this tutorial I'm going to give you my top 10 interview questions and answers. So if you have a job interview coming up soon for any role or company, make sure you stay tuned because I promise to help you be successful. Now, this is what I'm going to cover during this tutorial to help you. Number one, I will give you my top 10 interview questions that I strongly recommend you prepare for. These questions are coming up all the time during job interviews, and you need to make sure you have solid answers prepared. Number two, I will give you several important tips for answering each of the interview questions. I will then give you a brilliant example, top scoring answer to all 10 interview questions to help you be the standout candidate. And I will then tell you where you can download these slides, the answers, and further resources. And just very quickly, if you are new to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, because then I can help you not just pass your job interview, I can help you to negotiate a salary and progress throughout your career. And please give the video a like. That tells me you find these tutorials useful and it motivates me to create more content for you. Thank you very much indeed. Now, the first of our 10 interview questions is, tell me about yourself. This question will come up right at the very start of your job interview. Let me give you two important tips for answering it, and I will then give you the perfect example answer. Tip number one, talk about the skills and qualities you have that are a match for the role you have applied for and the accompanying job description. And tip number two, talk about what you did in your last role to help your employer succeed. Now, this proves you have a track record of success. So here's my example answer to help you. Take notes. Here we go. Tell me about yourself. I would describe myself as a diligent, hardworking, and supportive person who always takes ownership of difficult work challenges whenever they occur. I have worked in several positions where I gained essential workplace skills, including how to communicate effectively, how to provide exceptional service to customers, and the importance of supporting my co-workers in their duties. In my last job, I was praised by my manager for my willingness to carry out duties outside of my job description, my desire to learn new skills, and the manner in which I would always help train up new members of staff whenever they joined the company. That's a fantastic answer, which is about 1 minute in length. I recommend your answer to the tell me about yourself interview question is 60 seconds in length. That's a fantastic answer. Let's move on to the next question. The second question out of our top 10 interview questions and answers, and that is, why did you leave your last job? Tip number one, do not be negative in any way about your previous employer. If you are negative, you will probably not get hired. Instead, talk about how you wanted to further your career and work for a company where your skills would be put to good use. So here's my example top scoring answer to assist you. Why did you leave your last job? Here we go. I left my last job because I wanted to learn new skills. I wanted to work alongside ambitious and forward-thinking people. And I wanted to work for a company that strived to be the market leader. Now, my last company was great, and we achieved many positive things whilst I was there, but I decided to leave in order to further my career in a new and exciting role where my skills, knowledge, and experience would be put to good use. That is a really good answer. It's a smart answer to that common but difficult interview question. Why did you leave your last job? Now, don't go anywhere because I still have 8 more questions and answers to give you. But when you're ready, click that link in the top right-hand corner of the video. Head through to my website, passmyinterview.com, and you can download these slides, all 10 questions and answers, and another 24 super answers to tough interview questions. Here's the next question for you. Question number 3. Tell me about your past experience. This is a tough one. Tip number 1, this question comes up all the time during job interviews, so make sure you prepare an answer to it. Tip number 2, try to match your past experience with the essential criteria that is listed on the job description. Now, the most common experience needed in all job roles is teamwork, communicating with customers, multitasking, working under pressure, and prioritizing and organizing tasks. Here's my example answer to assist you. Tell me about your past experience. Here we go. I have experience in a variety of different areas. I have experience liaising with customers, both face-to-face and on the telephone, dealing with customer queries in a timely manner, and also resolving customer complaints to achieve a positive outcome. I have experience in working on challenging, time-sensitive projects that had limited resources, and I also have experience helping my employer grow their sales. In my last role, I suggested we should upgrade the company website because it was outdated and not easy to navigate. Now, my manager agreed this was a great idea, and this change helped generate more customers for the business. Finally, I have experience in multitasking. Whenever a member of staff went off sick, I would always volunteer to carry out their duties in addition to my own. This means I can easily prioritize tasks and work under pressure to meet the needs of a team. That's a powerful answer, another brilliant answer that's going to put you ahead of the competition at your forthcoming interview. Question number 4 out of our top 10 interview questions and answers is, tell me about your most challenging experience at your current job. This is a tricky one. My tip is, think of a situation where you had to work under pressure, complete a task under strict time conditions with limited resources, or where you had to build a better relationship with a co-worker who was being difficult. Here's my example answer to assist you. Tell me about your most challenging experience at your current job. My most challenging experience was working with a co-worker who was reluctant to help me or be supportive during team projects. Now, when I joined the company, I was asked to work with him, but I found him abrupt, unhelpful, and difficult for many weeks. However, being a determined person, I decided to try a different way to build a connection with him so as to improve the working relationship. Now, I found out that we both had an interest in a football team, and I had a spare ticket for a game, so I invited him along. Now, during the game, we chatted and got on very well. Now, from that day onwards, he was much more responsive during project work, and we actually ended up becoming great work colleagues and friends outside of work. Now, by thinking outside the box, I was able to find a way to improve the working relationship, which improved our productivity levels and the quality of work we produced for the team. So that's a brilliant example answer that will help you pass your job interview. Let's now move on to question 5 out of our top 10 interview questions and answers. And the question is, tell me about a situation where you went above and beyond what was expected in your previous role. Tip number 1. If you have past experience of going above and beyond for an employer, you are more likely to get hired. Tip 2. Examples of going above and beyond include staying behind late after work to complete an urgent task, covering the duties of a co-worker who's off sick, or going out of your way to provide exceptional customer service that's not normally expected. So here's my top scoring example answer to help you. Tell me about a situation where you went above and beyond what was expected in your previous role. In my last job, it was late on a Friday afternoon. My manager came into the office and he asked for a volunteer to stay behind late to put together a PowerPoint presentation based on the last 12 months company sales, which he needed for an important meeting first thing Monday morning. Now, although I had plans, I was competent with PowerPoint and I had a good working knowledge of the sales figures. So I agreed to cancel my plans that evening and help out my manager. I stayed behind late for 3 hours and got the work done before sending my manager the finished presentation for him to use. That's a great example answer of where you went above and beyond what was expected in your previous role. It's a great example response. Question number 6 out of our top 10 interview questions and answers is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Now, my tip is the best way to answer this question is to talk about where you will be in 5 years and what you will do in between that time. Tip 2, all employers want to hire people who will still be at their company in 5 years, so consider this in your response. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? My plan is to still be working for you in 5 years' time and even longer after that. In 5 years, I will either still be doing the same job and be seen as a productive, reliable and high-performing member of the company, or I will have gained promotion to a higher level. Either way, my skills and knowledge will have developed considerably, and I will be seen as the go-to expert in my area of specialism. That's the perfect answer to that common question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Question 7 out of our top 10 interview questions and answers is, what will you do if you don't get this job? Tip number 1, this is a really tough but common interview question that is assessing how positive you are about failure. Tip 2, make sure you respect their decision and then take steps to improve before reapplying when the same or a similar job is advertised in the future. Here's my example answer to help you. What will you do if you don't get this job? If I don't get this job, I will be disappointed. However, I will respect your decision and ask for feedback on how I can improve to make myself more appealing to the company. I will then reapply when a similar job is advertised. That's a short, smart and confident answer to that difficult interview question that will help you be the standout candidate. Question 8. Tell me about a time when you challenged someone at work. This is a tricky one. Tip number 1, challenging someone at work in a calm and professional manner demonstrates confidence. That's why the question is being asked. Tip number 2, give an example where you challenged a decision when you thought there was a better way of working, or where you challenged someone's behavior that went against company policy. Let me give you my example answer. Tell me about a time when you challenged someone at work. Here we go. In my last role, I overheard someone being rude and disrespectful to another person in the canteen. Now, although they meant it as a joke, I didn't like it, and I could tell the person the comments were aimed at were upset. I spoke up immediately, and I told them not to use that language whilst working for this company. I also suggested they should apologise to the person for their inappropriate behaviour. Now, afterwards, I checked the person the comments were aimed at were okay, and I then spoke to the offending person in private to explain why their comments were not acceptable. They apologised and insisted they would never do it again. That's a great answer, because someone is using inappropriate behaviour that goes against the company policy. You're not ignoring it. You are standing up and you are challenging them professionally, and you are also educating them because you are telling them why their comments are not acceptable. It's a great answer. Question 9 out of our top 10 interview questions and answers is, how do you handle negative feedback? Wow, this is a tricky one. So this question assesses your maturity when receiving negative feedback or constructive criticism. In your answer, talk about how you use negative feedback to your advantage in order to grow, improve and develop personally and professionally. Here's my example answer. How do you handle negative feedback? I am always open to any type of feedback because I believe it helps me to improve. If I am open to learning from others and exploring different ways of working, it means I will always be valuable to my employer and I will be able to help them achieve their goals. Therefore, I will listen to the feedback, thank the person for their comments, evaluate what they have said, and consider using it to help me improve, develop, and grow both personally and professionally. That's a cracking answer that will put you across as a smart and professional employee for their company. Now, before I give you the last question, question number 10, don't forget, if you want to download these slides and in total my 24 super answers to tough interview questions, you can click that link in the top right hand corner of the video. Here's question 10. So question 10 out of our top 10 interview questions and answers is, what improvements have you made at your current company? If you have a track record of success in previous roles, your chances of getting hired will literally skyrocket. Tip 2, give several examples of where you either helped a company grow, improve service standards, or save money. Here's my example response. What improvements have you made at your current company? I have made several improvements. One of the improvements was in respect of finding a new office supplies company that was more cost effective. I felt our office supplies were too expensive, so I found an alternative supplier that had lower minimum order quantities and cheaper delivery costs. This change saved the company more than $2,000 a year. Another improvement was suggesting to my manager that we should start asking customers for feedback following every purchase. Now, my manager agreed this was a good idea, and the feedback we gathered from customers enabled us to learn more about what they wanted from our service and the type of products they needed. That's a great answer. You are giving several examples of where you have made improvements at your current company. So don't forget, please click the link in the top right-hand corner of the video right now. Head straight through to my website, passmyinterview.com, and you can download all of these slides so you get those 10 interview questions and answers. And in addition to that, you get another 24 super responses to tough interview questions. So in total, you're getting 34 brilliant interview questions and answers. It's a great resource. Make sure you check that out because it will put you ahead of the competition at your job interview. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Literally thousands and thousands of you are passing your job interviews. I am serious, thousands of you. I can only help you if you are subscribed. By subscribing, I can help you not just pass every job interview, I can help you to negotiate a salary and progress throughout your career. Please give the video a like. A lot of time and effort goes into making these videos. They are all unique answers. I spend literally hours and hours creating each video. All I ask is that you give the video a like because that motivates me to create more for you. Thank you very much. Oh, and don't forget to connect with me on LinkedIn. I've put my LinkedIn link in the description below the video. And it's always a pleasure and an honor to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. Thank you so much for watching and for paying attention. And I wish you all the best. For passing your interview, have a great day.